Mhm.
Or am I still cutting? All right. So, hi, Jody. Welcome. Oh, no. Am I still cutting in and out? I don't know what's going on with my internet. Am I still, is my,
Oh, shoot.
You're frozen now.
Yeah. I'm not frozen, Nicole.
Nuh-uh. No.
Usually it's me when I'm sitting outside, I get frozen, but
Yeah. No, we're fine. Aaron's just frozen.
yeah.
I'm excited about Vegas.
Good, rub off on me some.
I know you're stressed.
Oh, it's just been so much travel in the last month, but uh still yeah, that it'll be fine. Be fine.
We'll be okay. We'll be okay.
Yep. I may end up flying down to Tucson um instead of flying back home on Friday, so we'll see.
I'm leaving Vegas and going straight to California, so I'm not coming back
Are
either.
you?
Yeah. So.
hey guys, I'm so
Hey,
sorry. I don't know
you're
what's
okay.
going on. Like, there's no storms. Like, I live in a city. I should have good.
It's okay.
Okay, so I think we are recording. We are. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about avoiding the summer slump. And please, like, feel free to hop in if you guys have comments or thoughts or maybe even best practices, things that you've done in the past to help with this. Because this is my 10th year with Plexus. How long have you guys been? How many summers with Plexus have you encountered?
This will be 8 years, and I think while we're at convention, I hit 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be 9 in October, so
Okay. And so tell me this, what is your situation like as far as do things change all that much for you from when school's out to the summer or like are your kids older? Do you have children at home? Like what's your scenario?
Mm.
go ahead, Nicole.
Okay. So both mine are gone. So I have like all the time in the world and really no excuses, but I make excuses. Like right now I want to go lay out, but I was like, no, I actually need to get on and work. Like, because this is my only income over the summer. I don't get paid over the summer with the school. So I don't have another pay. I have two more paychecks in June and I don't have another one until September 1st. So I
Mm.
have to work. I need to, and I don't have an excuse because again, both my kids are gone. So
Okay.
that's
How
my
about
thing.
Leanne, how about you?
I feel like every summer has been different. Now I have a just finished freshman in high school. I have two older kids in college um and then I used to own a kids consignment sale for the last 5 years that happened in the summer in August, so that took up a ton of time. So like this week is usually my time to be like, okay, let's figure out what the plan is for the summer. And now that the younger one can drive, it's a different scenario. So I feel like
Mhm.
people who say they don't like change don't have kids because I feel like it changes all the time. So
Just when you get the hang of it.
yep, yep.
Well, okay, so hopefully people that are watching this recording, we're going to have lots of different scenarios of people watching. So the two of you guys are actually kind of a little different. One of you has no children at home in the summer, so but job situation changing. The other, one child at home, a little bit of shake up. Me, I have four kids, and my oldest is 15, my youngest is 9, and so today at 3:40, it's gonna be like this huge like for our house. And so I think that's what led me to kind of talk about this today, is because I'm thinking about it and thinking about what is it that I need to do and how do I need to sort of manage the transition, number one, but then also continue to be productive and not overwhelmed, but then also identify with people on my team who are experiencing something similar. And so I'm going to just share with you guys, first of all, why it even matters. Why does it even matter that we continue to work through the summer? Because there might be a temptation, I know there is for me, to just sort of kind of rest a little bit and just try to maintain. So do the bare minimum to manage the customers that I have, interact with our team regularly, and just kind of continue with the status quo. But the problem, the downside to doing that is, I'm sure you guys have all heard this, is the work we do today we'll see the fruit of in 60 to 90 days, right? So let's just play this out. Let's say that we decide for June, July, and August, we're going to just maintain. Okay, so what are some of the things that can happen by doing that? Number one, and maintain might be what I just said. Like, I'm just going to take care of the customers I have and show up for my team consistently, but not, nothing too special. So what happens if we do that is we start to pull back from sort of like customer generating, lead generating type activities. Those would be things like networking, developing relationships, talking to people, having conversations with people, continuing to grow. Honestly, it's continuing to fill our pipeline. That's why the 60 to 90 days is a problem if we just maintain, is because your pipeline dries out. And so then you look up in August and you're like, okay, I'm ready to get back at it again. I'm ready to get, back into consistency and getting new customers, but your pipeline's completely dry because you weren't working in those 3 months prior to develop relationships, interact with people, meet new friends, spend time with them, and build trust. You can't fast track trust. And so if you're coming back into it in August and expecting to just pick right back up where you were, it's kind of a rude awakening, right? You realize, oh, all these people that saw me consistently sharing and posting and talking and interacting about Plexus, and then I just stopped. Well, like, where's the trust? Like, they're like, what's going on here? What happened? Maybe it wasn't all that great. Maybe those Plexus products aren't that good. And so it's important for all of us, and I'm like preaching to the choir here, is if we want to have a sustainable business that has not just consistent income, but that's continuing to grow, then we have to be consistent, and we have to learn to work sustainably, even in times like the summer when it's a different routine. I don't want to say that it's busier or not. It's just a different routine. Mm-hmm. And so we're capable of identifying what's different and where I need to make adjustments and how I need to move forward during these 3 months. So that what happens, so if you take June, July, and August off, and then you kick back in August, we have all, our kids especially, but even as adults, we have kind of been conditioned now to want to see immediate, like, if I'm gonna do this, I want to see an immediate positive impact, right? It's that, because it's like a dopamine hit. And our phones, and just like this alone is something that's just constantly, we all know it's like addictive, where like that dopamine hit of likes and comments and interactions and stuff like that. So we've kind of been conditioned even as adults to want that. But if we start back up in August and get consistent again, start filling our pipeline again, doing those sort of lead generating activities, then it's going to take another 60 to 90 days, right, for things to really start ramping up. Well, that ends you up about November. So you got August, September, October, November. So we all have experienced a big, really great November, right? And a lot of times we think that it's because of Black Friday. And it probably does have some to do with Black Friday. People are kind of more in a spending mode. Maybe they're doing Plexus as gifts, maybe whatever. But maybe it also has to do with the fact that we started working our business again in August and we started generating those leads again in August. So let's just imagine that so you, if you lay off during the summer, let's say you're at this level, your business is at this level, and then you maintain, right, through June, July, August, and then you start back up in August and start getting your pipeline full again, and let's just say you kind of stay consistent during that time. So your business never drops, but it also never grows. Well, what if during June, July, August, we're keeping that pipeline going and we're we've got a trajectory that's going up, and then you hit August where you're, continuing to work and staying consistent. Now you're going, that growth that we all see growth in November, but sometimes it's just bringing us back up to level. What if we didn't ever let it drop and that growth in November was actual growth? That would be pretty exciting. And then if we could do that year over year, you're going to see a business that's growing versus having these periods where we're taking time off and taking our foot off the gas. I want you to think about, you can still do activity throughout the summer that's not going to help fill your pipeline. So I know for me, if I'm taking the path of least resistance, I'm going to go, well, I did my team call, or, well, I did reach out to my customer that joined in March and made sure she's doing well. Well, and like make these excuses of I am working, but if it's not lead generating activity, if I'm not growing my pipeline, if I'm not creating new connections and meeting new people and getting Plexus in front of new people, then my pipeline's going to dry out. So that's what we need to be thinking about. The work that I'm doing this summer, if I'm putting in 30 minutes a day, if I'm putting in 2 hours a day, is it work that's generating new leads so that my pipeline is continuing to stay full? Because we've all had those big enrollment months where it just all comes together and you're like, I just enrolled 6 people. This is crazy. But then you look up and you're like, uh-oh, I don't have anybody that's in my pipeline after this to start, interacting with and sharing with and all of that. So that's what we really need to be thinking about is the work that I'm doing this summer, just maintaining, or am I actually growing my pipeline? So I thought I would just give you guys like 2 or 3 maybe practical things that are maybe second nature to some, but maybe not, or maybe just good reminders too, right? So I think the first thing we all need to do, and Nicole, what you said really lent itself to this, is we need to get clear on like what's important to us, right? So this summer, making memories and hanging out with my kids is important to me, right? Absolutely important. But so is continuing to grow my pipeline and continuing to make new connections and new relationships. So it would be real easy for me to be like what you said, like I want to go lay by the pool. So, but that's one of my values is having fun with my kids. But I also need to be continuing to grow my pipeline. So if I'll do that, if we can get real clear on what those values are, and write those down, then when we are planning out the week ahead and we're thinking about our summer schedule and we're looking at our calendars, we can figure out where I can plug in the things that really matter to me. So the first thing is figuring out what those are. Maybe it's, you know, hosting parties for your friends and family. Maybe it's making sure that you're making memories with your kids. Maybe it's still having date nights throughout the summer. Sitting down and having meals together in the evening. My 9-year-old loves to go crawdad hunting. And so if she's asked us once this week, she's asked us 100 times if we can go crawdad hunting. She loves to like get hot dog on a string and then get a net and swoop them up, but she loves to hold them. And their little pinchers are mean. But that's super important to my husband and I, that we find the time to create that experience for her. So just that's number one, is get really, really clear on your values. What is most important to you? What is it that needs to happen this summer? And then protect that and make sure that you protect that. The second thing I want to say is prioritize fun. Like, we all look forward to summer. We need to, in some instances, we have more like flexible time. We're not so scheduled. We do need to prioritize that fun and make sure that we're having fun and we're making those memories and we're recharging in a lot of ways, because it's summertime, right? And we want to do that. So definitely, when you're looking at your calendar and you're thinking about your week or your month ahead, make that fun, make relaxation a priority. We don't want to get burned out. That's important. And then the third thing I would just say is plan. So if you know that one of your values is to make memories with your kids or your spouse or whoever, friends, and another one of your values is to continue to fill your pipeline so that your August, you're not starting from scratch, then you can plan little blocks of time throughout your week. And when you have time to work your business, it'll be more front and center of like, what is it I'm trying to accomplish here? What is it that I actually need to do? And I'll tell you another thing that I have to do is I have to release a lot of control of things that, like, it's important to me to have a tidy house. I need to have order in my home. It's frankly not going to be that way all summer. I mean, 4 kids, they're dirty, they're loud. We have a 2-level house and the kids' bedrooms are all upstairs, and I just call that the toddler frat house up there. Like baseboards, beds aren't going to get made every day. Sure, they're going to pitch in, but I'm like, if one of my priorities is to create memories and to have a peaceful home, I'm gonna have to let some of the mess go, right? If I don't want them in front of screens all the time, I'm gonna have to let them be dirty and get the house dirty. So that's just a daily reminder for me of what are my standards, what do I need to let go, what really doesn't matter, and especially like, is cleaning, or should I spend that time filling my pipeline? Well, if I really want to grow, I probably need to first fill my pipeline, do those activities, and then we can work on the cleaning, or not. Maybe we go lay out, whatever. But just that reminder of like, where can I let some things go? Where can I relax some of my expectations during this time? It's fluid, right? We're flexible. We just said that we're flexible. It's summer. It's just for a period of time. But why is it that oftentimes our business is the first thing we decide to release our expectations are, or to get flexible with? How about we get flexible with something that we're not going to be kicking ourselves for in 60 to 90 days, right? So those would be the things that I would really encourage you guys and me to have sort of front and center, is get clear on your values, identify what those are, think about what can I let go, what are expectations that I can relax, but what is super duper important to me and needs to stay front and center, and protect that. And I think all of us that are listening to this would agree that continuing to grow our business is important to us. It is a priority. It isn't, something that we want to do. And then prioritize fun, make sure you're recharging, make sure that you're getting those fun summertime memories in, and planning for those. And then when you're looking at your week, how can I plan? Where can I plug time in? How can I stay consistent so that I'm continuing to build and grow that pipeline, so that I don't look up in August and have a dry pipeline ready to dive back in, which is good, but wouldn't it be nice to dive back in, or not have to dive back in, but to just continue that growth and not have to redevelop all those relationships, warm my market up again, find new people that are interested, because I've been doing that over the last 3 months. So regardless of what your scenario is for the summer and how things are shifting, hopefully those kind of 3 key things you can apply to your life and to what's going on. So I'd love to hear any thoughts, anything that came to mind whenever I was talking that you're like, this would be a good tip for somebody on my team or on somebody else's team that would help, or something you've done in the past that's helped you to be organized and to do these things.
I love the challenge that we have, the monthly challenges for the weekly challenge. That helps me stay in, oh yeah, I haven't made a post today, I need to go do that. It reminds me every day to be able to, get something out there, even if it's not much, it's something. So that has definitely helped.
I noticed if I consistently post, I get VIPs. I mean, and of course I'm meeting new people at the school or at church, and I friend them on Facebook, and I'm interacting with them at baseball games or whatever. So I'm doing that piece of it, but it's the most clear relationship between my posting and the number of VIPs I get. And sometimes I'm like, why do I pull back from posting? It's the weirdest thing. I think it's like you said, though, it's like you just get busy and then you look up and you're like, I haven't done that. I need to. I'm glad that you like that challenge. And I like the challenge, but I also like the Thursday night and Sunday night calls, because it's something like, when you get people interested, it's that third party validation. It's a very small investment on their time to learn a lot and hear a lot. And it's like small investment, high impact. And I think that the more we use those Thursday night and Sunday night calls, the better at actually converting people who are interested to place an order. So, but yes, that little is such an easy little challenge. And the more the merrier. Like, if anybody on your teams that you think they're kind of struggling, maybe they're struggling to get back in, or they're they're floundering a bit, it's just such a straightforward and easy way to get going. There's something else that you said. I don't remember. It'll come to me. Anybody else have any thoughts?
This is just a tip for moms of, well, I'll probably reinstate this again this summer too, is when the kids were especially little, I would call it Mommy Monday. And on Mommy Monday, that was a day, because I felt like, I was asking the kids to do stuff at random times during the week, and they got really frustrated because they weren't ready to drop everything that they were doing to do what mom wanted them to do. So we came up with Mommy Monday, and on Mommy Monday, then they knew that that was a day where if I asked them to do something, that was the time they did have to drop and do what I asked them to do. And you could incorporate that into your business by saying, on Mommy Monday, this is what I do. You get to do blah, blah, blah. But it just was a way. I like things that go with the letter of the week. So that's just something that I did. So if you have smaller kids, that's a tip for you.
I love that. And you could have the whole Monday, but you could also even have just like that first hour of each day where
Yep.
you know, kids don't come down until 8. I don't care if you're up or not, but you can read, you can play Legos, you can, you know, whatever. But at 8 o'clock, come down, and then that gives you an hour or so of uninterrupted time in the morning to be able to work. That's good. Yeah, because you feel bad where you're like, no, 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 back, back. Ah, I'm busy, busy, busy. Because you don't want to. Now, there are times you need to, but you don't want to be like that all the time. So, we also have a little summer chart on the fridge. And I mean, I have 15 and 13-year-olds are my two oldest, and so it works well for them too. But there's a handful of things that they need to do before they even ask for screen time or anything like that. And it's, you know, 30 minutes of exercise, whether it's swimming or you can go for a walk, or well, I don't care. 30 minutes of reading, your quiet time, like your devotional and Bible study, scripture memory, just things like that, that once they've worked on those things, brush your teeth, make your bed. The brushing the teeth thing seems to be like, I'm like, this is something that you've got to do every day, and flush the toilet. I think the elementary schools automatic toilet flushing has ruined children because they don't like nobody knows how to flush the toilet. I think that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's just my children. But yeah, just coming up with some kind of a system or routine that creates some structure, but you can still have fun. Any other thoughts? I think oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Did somebody say something? Okay. I think just the most important thing and the big takeaway is just like be more long-term focused. Maintaining is not enough. And it's mainly about that pipeline and making sure that your pipeline's not going dry. Okay, so real quick, are you guys all three going to convention? Okay, good, good. Are you able to go to the party on Thursday?
Yes,
Thursday.
I saw
Okay.
that. Is that before the end party, the Barbie party or whatever it is?
Yes. So you
Okay.
can just, whatever you're going to wear to the Barbie party, you can just wear to ours and then go straight there. What we're going to do is like just have a few appetizers people can kind of pick on. So it won't be like a full meal, but you'll have a little snack and a drink, and we'll get pictures, get to just fellowship. Because I don't know if you guys are like me, but I'll go a whole convention and not see someone from my team and be looking for them, you know? And
Mhm.
so it's a time where we can finally make sure, come together, get to see everyone. And plus, like you guys, you know, I'm excited all three of our teams are going to be doing it together so we can have some crossover as
Yeah,
well.
there's only a couple of us from Rainey's team that are getting to go this year because it's just a busy season for everybody, it seems like. So
It's a really it's different. And you know, the flights are more than they've been to Vegas in the past. And so I think in some ways, you know, there's a little bit of sticker shock there because I can
mhm.
remember flying to Vegas last time for like less than $200,
Yeah,
which was crazy. But flights are expensive everywhere. It doesn't matter where you want to go.
no, you're right.
So I'm glad it's going to be good. My belief is that whoever's there are the exact right people that need to be there. And then you just have the opportunity to, you know, to love on them. And there's it might open you up to some connection with someone that you wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity for. You know, if it was a different situation. So it's going to be just perfect. I'm excited.
Me too.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. Keep me posted. I want to know how how your planning goes. If you get things, if you come up with tips, share them, because this whole first week, I think once the kids are out of school is like this, just there's a transition that happens.
Definitely.
You just gotta, again, release those expectations, Erin. So, all right. Well, thanks, guys. I hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.